All right, how's everybody doing? Fantastic as always, I hope. Let's get right into it. So, this is ends up being sort of a comic-y narrative image. Um, I just wanted to do like people in a room, but I was just initially my starting point was just some people in a room in some kind of high-techy looking setting, in a confined area. So, one of the concerns I had was getting perspective right to give you a sense of space and volume or distance in that limited volume of the room, and maybe some figures interacting in some way. And then usually when you got a couple people doing some stuff, you can allow it to let the viewer write their own narrative, I guess. And we'll see how successful I am at that. But I did change it up a little bit for the recording. I was using a GoPro for the longest time to record the drawings, and in the initial phase, the line work was almost invisible. It kind of was very blurred out, and I don't know if it was the GoPro was having a hard time focusing in on the page, or it couldn't pick up that light line. Just the limitation of the CCD. I don't know all of that much about it, or why it would be fuzzy and blurry. Like right here, you would hardly see anything at this point. So just watching other draw YouTuber types, I saw them. I saw their videos. Some of their videos look really good all the way through. And the only thing I could think of was to try an old cell phone, and voila, here we go. Better fidelity on the initial phase, I think. The only issue is I ended up having to do a lot of editing after it was shot to pan it around and focus in on the areas to try to utilize more of the horizontal aspect ratio of the video itself. Alright, it's already starting to shape up a little bit. And I typically don't go to the ruler if I can avoid it. I'll use the ruler for boxing outlines or a frame or something sort of external to the image, but it was easier to keep. I found it easier just to keep that perspective lines squared away, or in the different objects within. I was doing a little goofy, and the left side looked like it was going up a little bit more than the right side, kind of thing. So don't be afraid to use the ruler if you need it. If you're beyond that, you can ignore this advice. And I guess when it's all said and done, it's going to be the typical sci-fi overload of technology, doodads, and panels that never seem to fail if you're looking for an explosion of lines. And was starting to get messy with the pencils. They were smearing, so I just went ahead and started laying down some ink to keep that from happening. She was fading away, and I didn't spend even a lot of time on this, but my hands moving over the paper were brushing brushing the pencil lines into oblivion. And this ship, I don't necessarily know it has anything even to do with the bottom image. It's just I had some white space up there, so I'm filling in with the ship, and then it ends up kind of thematically fitting together. So it's your establishing shot, and then you come down to the drama unfolding within. And this little robot guy, he's enjoying the conflict. This guy's getting a talking to. Robots enjoying learning about human interactions. The problem with the camera that I had, not really the problem, the challenge, I suppose, is, or the added work, is that I zip around so much from different thing to different thing when I'm drawing that I have to do a lot of zooming around with the video editor. Panning, your Y position and your X position are constantly or potentially moving. So you're stepping through the whole video to keep it in frame. Else this would be backed up. This whole shot would be backed up too far. any good, I think. I don't know. I don't know if I'll do this again. I do like the video quality. I mess around with the phone. It has some kind of record sideways. Really didn't dive into the camera settings too much. I just did play record and ran with it. Let's see what else is going on today. It is freezing once again. The whole country is frozen at the moment. It's not going to warm up anytime soon. So, I will be moving my operations out of this shed for the time being. Out of the art shed, the workshop. And with this microscopic point on this pen, the detail you can get at is pretty incredible, as long as you keep your hand straight, steady. It's almost like a surgical instrument. Now I'm going to try and fill in the backgrounds of these ships and the space scenes, or the space environment. The super duper dark, rich black darkness, space. I tried doing the marker at first. It was going to take forever. It's just taking a really long time. Plus, it was getting streaky. Just dove into the paints. It's pretty quick. Mixed it up with the markers to get the fine pointer, the tiny little spots, those hard to reach areas. So trying every trick in the book. Alright, there we go. We got our space. Kind of coloring book, sort of, in appearance. A tiny bit of line weight, didn't go too crazy with it. I could have kept working that, I think. then rather than committing with a black and white acrylic watercolory wash over to create the shading areas, I went back to the pencil. I didn't feel so confident with the black and white or the grayscale wash, or I didn't know how much control I would have over it in some of these spots. I might still give it a shot later. For the sake of this video, I just went with the pencil. Drawing presentation. It's good to kind of figure out where you want that dark area in wash to go, and I'll stipple it up with some stars. See how that works out. I hit some drama to our background, and I think we're getting close to being done. So if you stuck around this long, I greatly appreciate your time, and if you want to return, definitely we'll be doing this again. Thank you very much. Bye.